Hello, Pooh Bear Gang. It is your girl, Serenity, aka Rennie, aka Ren, aka Under Construction Clips, and Under Construction on here. Woo! I am so excited to be back. I haven't done a video in so long, especially a video where I'm sitting down and telling a story time. I did post a vlog. I will leave that in the description below so you guys can watch it. Please, 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 like my girl Sabrina Carpenter said, go watch that video because it literally took so much for me to put it up, because I went to go see Wicked for Good, or Wicked 2, whatever you want to call it, and then I went to go see Stranger Things 5, the finale. Now, the first part of that video didn't have any problems. The second part, I don't know if it was because it was Netflix or it was Stranger Things, they kept copywriting the fucking video. So when I tell y'all that video, which in the description I say that, it was uploaded so many freaking times, but it is up. It's available to watch. I don't mind if I get copyrighted. For now, like later I might, but I don't mind if I get copyrighted. I just don't like when it gets just completely blocked where nobody can see it. You know what I'm saying? So I will link that video in the description below. Hopefully I remember to do so. If it's not there, it's because my bird brain forgot. But yeah, I'm so excited to be back and to be telling a story time. Now, this story time that I am now about to tell, it has been told before, but like I scrapped the video because so much was going on. That video was recorded on, I think it was either New Year's or New Year's Eve, one of the two, and my energy just was not there. There was a lot going on in my background, so I recorded it, but I did not like that. I never want to put something out where I look back on it and I'm not even at least a little bit proud of what I recorded. So I scrapped it and we're gonna redo it because my energy is better. So that's what we're gonna do. Now I have, you know, this. I'm not gonna drink the whole thing. I'm really not. I'm not gonna drink the whole thing, and then we're gonna add in this. So that's what we're gonna do. And then, let me see. ASMR that ass. And then I have this, which I got for Christmas from somebody at my job. And the bitch really don't fuck with me for real. But like, hey, a win is a win, a gift is a gift. So I'm going to use it because I am appreciated. I am appreciated, obviously, but I am appreciative. And I'm spilling this shit. I'm about to give y'all some ASMR. Let me quit talking. Enough, because a little bit of a cup water go a long fucking way. All right, why am I spilling every fucking thing? That's so annoying. All right, I'm gonna clean this up right now and then I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Two things I want to say. I know I talk a lot, so I try to keep my intros now short because don't nobody want to hear all that shit, but this is gonna be our symbolism. It's going to make sense once I tell the story time. So that'll be our symbolism. And then also fairy-eyed parrots is playing in the background. So if you hear that, that's what it is. Like, I just don't record stuff in the quiet. Like, I just never really freaking have. It throws me off. I don't know. I'm one of those people that sleep with my TV on at night. All right. Let's get into this story time. So this story time, I was still I was now a freshman in high school at this point, and if you watched the very first story time I've ever posted, which by the way, please go watch that, you would know that I spoke about COVID a little bit. My freshman year was ended because that's when COVID first happened. So I can even throw up a picture of me in a mask at this party that I'm going to talk about. The reason why I wanted to tell this story time on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, like I said, whatever was recorded, was because I don't really have any type of party story times, but this story time, or New Year's Eve story time, let me say that, sorry, correct myself. I don't really have any type of New Year Eve story times where crazy things happen and it's funny to laugh at or anything like that. I don't really have that. But what I do have is this story time and parties kind of equivalent to a New Year's Eve party, whatever. So this happened at a party, so I thought it would be funny to tell. I thought it would be fun to tell. Jesus, mess up my words again. Thought it'd be fun to do that and tell that because it's kind of equivalent to a New Year's Eve party, even though it didn't happen on New Year's fucking Eve. But I'm just rambling at this point, whatever. But I don't know if my cousin was in town for her birthday or if she was in town, period. And then they just decided to celebrate her birthday while she was still down here. Because my cousin lives in Arizona. So she was down here because at that point she had moved to Arizona. She was down here. And me and my mom, we were arguing every month at this point. Literally on some Drake shit. I gotta cut shit out because I'm messing up my words. But if it wasn't freaking every week of the month that we were arguing in, it was a day of that fucking week. Like, we did not go one day of a week in a month where we did not argue at this point. It was at an all-time high. My bullying was at an all-time high. I felt like my mother didn't understand that, and she felt like I was just getting in trouble in school for no reason, just to fuck with her. So I was rebelling because I just, was rebelling because I felt like nobody understood me and nobody cared about what I had to say. So why would I care about going out into the world and being a respectable person? Just to put it simply. So with this, my cousin came in town, whatever the case is, and she was having this birthday party, and I just did not want to go. I did not want to go because if you take me out the equation, the next mentally unstable person in the family is my aunt. Obviously, my cousin's mother. Like, literally. And there's nothing wrong with having mental health issues. There's nothing wrong with it. It's when you're a Kanye. And when I say that, I'm meaning that you have mental health issues, but you won't take the necessary steps to, get that under control in some way. And so you're lashing out on people. And it gets to a point where it's like, we know you have mental health issues, but I'm not going to keep putting up with your shit. That's not going to keep continuing to be an excuse for you. That's how she is. Like, she's just not all the way completely there. And she just uses any excuse to love freaking drama, to love to be involved in drama. And every time we had any type of party, whether it was a birthday party that she was throwing, Christmas, Thanksgiving, any type of shindig that was going on, there was drama at her house. And she always, like, even the littlest stuff, like, you could spill milk, we're going to use that analogy, you could spill milk on her wood floor and clean it up, do everything you need to do, and she'll still be going on about milk being spilled on her floor. Like, it just was always some type of argument at these parties. We never went one party where it wasn't something being dramatized. And so I did not want to go. I did not want to be a part of that. I just was like, I'm not feeling it. It had nothing to do with my cousin, love her to death. I just did not want to go for that reason. Also, I was depressed. Didn't know I was depressed, but I was depressed and wanted to stay in my room. But once again, if you've been watching me, you would know that you don't tell my mom no. Because if you sit there and you tell her no and she lets you tell her no, then in her mind, she's going to be like, oh, your sisters are going to think it's okay to tell me no when they grow up. And I have to make an example out of you. So me telling her no was just not an option. We got into a big argument about it because it was a position of power for her. And it was her like trying to gain some type of control because I was already being rebellious and she couldn't control much of what I did in school, but she was trying to gain some type of control of me at home. And so I wasn't going to tell her no in her house in front of my two little sisters. And then also her going on this rant, nobody's going to be alone in my house, everybody else has to go, what makes you think you're better than everybody else that you don't have to go to your own cousin's party, trying to make me feel bad. Literally, why does Cutwater go with every fucking thing? Literally, that's so fucking good. Anyway, so eventually, because there was no winning this argument, I went, and I did not want to be a Debbie Downer. I really didn't, because anytime anybody showed any type of concern for me, my mental health or anything, my mom made it out that I just wanted attention. So I did not want that to be the topic, of this party. I did not want that to be a topic of such discussion. It was my cousin's birthday party, and so because I was being forced to go, I wanted to be comfortable in my own skin, but I still wanted to, you know, make her party about her. I didn't want it to become about me at all. But I do remember me like singing the quarter, if you know, you know, playing my Subway Surfers. Like anytime I was trying to pass time or anything, even nowadays, I'm on Subway Surfers. If it's not TikTok now, it's literally Subway Surfers. And so I was on Subway Surfers at this party. People text my phone, had to text back. But yeah, I was just like, OCD, sorry. I was just like not feeling it. And my aunt, we're gonna call her Corella because that's close to her name. And I do feel like I don't have a bad relationship with her now, but like for this story time, I'm just like gonna sit here and say that her name was Corella. I hope I'm saying it as close to correct as possible with my speech impediment. And then also, I hope this doesn't start anything if she sees it, but if it does, what the fuck ever. But Corella came up to me and my sister, now my sister at this point, I'm 16, she's 18. So she came up to us and was like, oh, I got this like new Ludacris liquor. I'll throw it up on the screen if I can find it, but some liquor, I don't know if he was just an ambassador or if he actually made the liquor himself and was, you know, promoting it, whatever the case is, I don't know. But like she was just like, this liquor is, you know, amazing. And then I did like going to her parties because of that. That was one thing, especially for a depressed teenage girl that's trying to drown her sorrows. I loved going to her parties for that reason right there. She always had liquor, and I love the fact that she would buy these like amazing cakes, like red velvet cakes that look like they were made by the cake boss himself. I mean, she could cook, like just to give her her ones and twos. Like her parties were amazing aside from the fact that I didn't know whether I was coming or going, aside from those, you know, those factors. But yeah, she was like, you should mix it with your coffee, you know, get you some coffee in here and then mix it with it because it's really good. That's where the coffee mug comes into play, the symbolism. So that's what that was. And then she also wanted me to do that to hide it from my mom, because my mom went on another rant about how my sister was grown. She can have as many shots as she wants to have. She's not of the legal drinking age, but she's 18. You know, I can't tell her what to do. But you are not of the legal drinking age, and so you are only allowed to have what I tell you you're allowed to have, which is one shot. I was only supposed to have one shot of that, especially because my aunt Corella was just Corella was describing it as this, like, how do I explain? Like, it was hard hitting. Like, it was good alcohol, but it'll get you fucked up. That's what she kept saying, actually. She was like, it's going to get you fucked up. It's going to get you fucked up. So my mom was like, she's trying to, I don't know what she was trying to do. I guess trying to make herself seem like a good parent, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit about my mother, like, at all. I'm not trying to whatever. But I guess she was trying to make herself seem like a responsible parent. But, like, I shouldn't have been drinking at 16 in the first place at all. Like, it shouldn't have been whatever if you were going to be responsible. But I guess she was like, oh, if you're going to drink this hard-hitting liquor, you're only allowed to have one shot and that's it. And, of course, I didn't listen. Like, so just throwing that all out there to explain, that's another reason why the coffee mug was used, because my aunt Corella was just like, oh, we'll use a coffee mug. She's not going to think anything of it. Just use a coffee mug. She's just going to think it's coffee. But my mom didn't want me having coffee either, because, like, I would be fidgety and all that. So I'm at this party. At this point, my mood starts to definitely take a turn for the best. Like, I'm in a good mood. I'm having ludicrous alcohol. I'm drowning my sorrows. There was no better party I could have been at that moment. Like, I was having so much fun. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'll put the videos up and they'll probably be blurred out and you'll just hear the audio from it because my family's in it and obviously they probably don't want to be shown.
Happy birthday to you. How old are you?
Yay! Yes! Get it together.
Yes, Poo-Poo, you did that.
Something in her lip.
Yes, Poo-Poo.
Go, yeah.
How old is she? How old is she?
29.
She's 29, about to be 30.
You really like us. No, we're gonna ride. We're gonna put that back. Give her some of that. She gonna be happy. That's gonna wet a whistle.
She out here snatching people's meds up. It's snatch day. I probably was being obnoxious. Oh my God. I was probably being annoying. I was probably being very much annoying because when you start to get drunk, you start to not care about how you are behaving around people.
They are just so pathetically intoxicated.
Or how you are coming across to people. And especially as a teenager, like I said, I was rebelling. So I didn't care if I was embarrassing my mom with my actions. I really just did not care. Nowadays when I drink, even if I'm literally at my, like, I'm just faded as fuck, I literally think, okay, I might be annoying this person. Let me move away from them because I'm so freaking pathetically drunk that I'm getting on their fucking nerves. But back then, wasn't aware of that, didn't even know that was a thing, didn't even care if that was a thing. And yeah, that's just what it was. And so I probably was being annoying. But like I said, I just didn't care. I didn't care. Like, I think there was a moment where I'm like, oh, I'm probably getting their nerves. Once it finally hit in my head, like, oh, I'm probably getting on everybody's nerves, I still just did not give a fuck. Because I was thinking in my head, like, y'all mad at me. Well, not even to say y'all, but my mother was mad at me because I didn't want to come to the party. And then she was also mad at me because she felt like I was trying to get attention. I don't know if I said that, but like I said, I didn't want this party to be me, Serenity, trying to be the attention seeker. So like me sitting in the corner and people coming up to me and saying, come on, it's a party, have a good time, whatever the case is, that upset her. But now that I'm up and I'm being energetic and I'm being fun, now you're annoyed. And now I'm doing too much. No, I can't win for losing, so fuck you. Literally how I felt. And so, yeah, I'm having a good time. And, it was funny at first. Like, my family wasn't really annoyed by it that much from what I remember. When I put it in these videos, I might be like, oh shit, they were getting annoyed, whatever the case is. But from what I remember, it took a very long time for them before they got to the point of, okay, she needs to sit down. She is pathetically, annoyingly drunk. But me and my sister, we're just having fun. And my mom gets to a point where she's noticing it. She's like, how many shots has she had? She keeps going back in the kitchen to get more coffee. Like my fucking teacher, Miss Williams. If you haven't seen that story time, the title of the story time is, my teacher tried to frame me for poisoning her or something. It's in the storytime playlist, but whatever. Like fucking Miss Williams, I am sitting there with my coffee and just like, you know, having the most fun. But she's like, how many shots has she had? Because she keeps going back in the kitchen to refill that coffee mug and everything. And she's like, I told her she's only allowed to have one shot. And I just didn't care. Like, I keep saying that. I sound like a broken record, but I literally just didn't care.
I really don't care. I really don't care.
Me and my sister was having fun. It was amazing. And it gets to a point where, I'm trying to think of what happened. Excuse me. My aunt, Kurella, I always say that like slow because I'm trying to pronounce every fucking syllable. Kurella, she starts to get annoyed. And she starts to put the food up. Like, she starts to put everything up in the refrigerator. And you know, when you put something up the first time, you care about where it goes most of the time. You have it set up in a certain format, everything, like, because, you know, you actually care about where it goes. And to throw this in there, as she's putting the food up, my Uncle Jerry comes in. Now, my Uncle Jerry is the type of person where he will literally be late to his own funeral. And when I say that, I mean that he is literally late. If there's not a set time for something, he's going to show up when he wants to. Like, if he has to pick you up for school, like you call him and say, hey, I need to ride to school. Can you pick me up? I have to be there at 8 a.m. He'll come literally at 7:30. Like, if there's a set time for something, he will be there. If it's important, he will be there. But if he has a window where he is allowed to take his motherfucking time, he's going to take his motherfucking time. So in his mind, this party was not something that was set on a deadline. This was something that he can show up to when he wanted to. So literally, she had just got done putting up the food up, she being Corella, and he comes to the door. And he's like, oh, I'm, ready to eat, what's going on. And she gets so pissed off because I just got done putting this food up. It's set up the way I want it to be. It's clean. It looks nice in the fridge. And now I got to pull all this out so you can make a plate.
Let's make these plates for these men.
Which you didn't have to do anything, but she did it. And she was just really pissed off about that he came that late. Because I think the party was going on for a good 2 hours before he showed up. And that just upset the fuck out of her. And so me and my sister being pathetically drunk, that added the icing on top of the shit cake. And so she got to a point where she's like, okay, everybody about to have to leave. Everybody about to have to leave.
I want everybody at the motherfucking dressing room, please.
This is crazy. Y'all being too loud. Too much is going on. Whatever the case is. And me and my sister, we discussed this a little bit the other day. And we're like, excuse us. I remember thinking this too. I keep cutting myself off. I do that all the time. You'll learn that here if you're just watching this first video, or this is your first video of you watching me. Jesus. But I was literally I remember vividly thinking to myself, like, it's a fucking party. Are you kidding me? It's a birthday party. What we're supposed to do? Sit around and listen to fucking church music? Like, what did you think was going to happen? Because if I would have been sitting in the corner, which I was at the beginning of this party, then it would have been I wanted attention. But now that I'm up and partying and having fun, now it's a problem. And this is what I mean. I can't win for fucking losing. So that irritated me. That set me the fuck off because y'all, not even y'all, y'all in this case, I guess. I will say y'all. My mom and my aunt look for any fucking reason to just have a problem with something. Literally. So at that point, literally, I remember the alcohol hitting me all at once. I can't even fucking snap. The alcohol hit me all at fucking once. And it went straight to fucking anger. Because, like, y'all doing too fucking much. And I got to a point where I went to go sit down. Because I felt the energy shift. Something in my mind told me, like, something bad is about to happen. Felt the energy shift. So I went from being up here to being all the way down here. And I went to go sit my ass down. That's what I went to go fucking do. And, excuse me, I just burped. What added insult to fucking injury is that she comes out the kitchen. After my aunt says, we're doing too much, we're gonna have to leave, whatever the case is, and she's kicking everybody out. It wasn't just us, but we were the prime reason, according to my mom, that she was being kicked out. Literally, she comes out the kitchen. I can't go nowhere for my kids. I can't go nowhere. Y'all always gotta, like, do something. On her rambling, ranting bullshit. I'm gonna try to stop cussing so much. But yeah, just talking a bunch of nonsense. And I remember thinking to myself, I did not want to come. Like, it just was so funny to me that this was turning against me. I mean, my sister was pretty, like, involved too, but obviously the shots were being thrown at me. The bullets weren't meant for her. It was meant for me. So I remember, like, just thinking, I did not want to come. We got into a whole argument because I did not want to come. But now it's a problem because I'm having fun at a birthday party. Like, I couldn't have been being that loud. I could not have been being that loud because there was music playing as well. The only time the music got turned off was when we sung happy birthday to my cousin. That is the only time the music got turned off, turned down, whatever you want to call it. Literally. Because anytime we had any type of party, my aunt would play music choice on demand. Literally. So I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, that blew my mood completely. And my sister, I guess it blew her mood a little bit too. And that's another reason why I caved in and went and didn't really give my mom much of a fight, was because my sister was going. And I was like, okay, you know, my sister's going to this party. She has a choice. She can actually say she doesn't want to go. Just like she could actually control how many shots that she had versus how many shots I was able to have because she was 18. That took me a while to get out. I fucking blank space Taylor Swift in my fucking head. But yeah, she ends up, you know, saying to her boyfriend at the time, because he was getting ready to come pick her up. Yeah, oh my God, why am I like blank spacing? It's gonna get cut out. It's fine. It's gonna get cut out. But yeah, he came to the house. He was meeting everybody, and he was just gonna pick her up and take her back to, she still lived with us, but she was barely there most of the time. But he was gonna take her back to our house. Or actually, you know what? No, he wasn't going to take her back to our house. He was going to just like take her out somewhere. He was going to take her out somewhere. I remembered it differently just now, just because of the fact that it involved me and what ended up happening. So in my head, I was like, oh, it went this way. No, it didn't go that way. It went this way. And then throwing me into the equation changed the plans. Jesus. I'm sorry if I'm like blank spacing like an idiot, but like I always say, blame it on the fucking liquor. But yeah, I hear that she's getting ready to go home, and because my mood was blown, because I was tired and I was literally completely over it, I went to her like, hey, can he take me home? But she's like, I don't think he would mind, but you have to go ask him. So I asked him, and I'm like, hey, you know, would you mind taking me home? He's like, no, I wouldn't mind, but you have to ask your mom. You're a minor. You have to go ask her. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go ask her. Literally not thinking nothing of it, not thinking it's going to be this huge deal that it ended up being. I did not think it was going to happen that way. So I go to her. She's sitting next to, I think, my Uncle Jerry and my papa on the couch. She, you know, everybody is sitting on this couch, whatever the case is. So I go to her and I'm like, hey, can I, you know, be taken home by my sister and my sister's boyfriend? Can, you know, they take me home, whatever the case is? She looks me dead in my face and she's like, no.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
And so my first, some Urkel shit, my first thought was why? Because I was getting older and we're raised to respect our parents. Like, every time I would explain something that my mom did to my Uncle Jerry, he was like, well, she's your mother. She's your mother. And it gets to a point that that can't continue to be an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted the explanation. I wanted to know why they couldn't take me home. Because to me, it was very simple. I was tired. I was ready to go. I'm blowing y'all mood. I'm being pathetically drunk. You can't go nowhere for your kids, aka me. So I'm going to remove myself.
I'm not going to be attacked. I have 2 good feet and I have a car that works, and I don't have to sit here and take it. So goodbye.
And she was just like, why do you want to go home with them? And so I'm like, because I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed, and y'all don't plan on leaving for like another hour. You look like you're just sitting here enjoying, you know, watching Music Choice on demand and learning the facts about the artist behind the fucking music. I'm ready to go now. Why? Like, she was playing the why game with me. I swear to God, I can't make this up. So I'm answering her questions, literally step by step. Now, if I was in a sober mindset, I would have got upset and went to go sit down because you're playing with me. But because I was drunk, oh, you want to play games? Let's play.
Bitches want to play games, I create games.
Let's do it. Call me fucking Nate Dogg and 50 Cent because we're about to play 21 questions. I'm going to answer your questions. Let's do it. And so her last question of the why game was, well, what if he doesn't want to take you home? So me, because I already knew what I had done, I had already asked him and cleared this with him that it was okay for him to take me home. We had already discussed that between me, him, and my sister. I jokingly said, I don't care what he wants to do. And she knows how I talk. My mom knows exactly how I talk. This is how I talk. I'm a jokester, whatever the case is. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful at all. Now, somebody that sees me once a fucking year at a party, or maybe I'll even give you this, 3 times out of the fucking year. If you come over the house, I come downstairs, I say hi, and that's it, I go back upstairs, or I see you at a party that you're throwing, you're not gonna know that's my personality because what? You're around me 3 times out of the fucking year. You're around me 3 times. So to you, it's gonna look like I am getting fucking smart when you only see me 3 times out of the year. I'm trying to figure out which hand is better because I'm making the 3 look fucking weird, but like, y'all get the fucking point. And so my aunt, Corella, comes out the kitchen just like screaming, oh, you're not going to be disrespectful. I don't know. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that in my house, whatever, screaming at me in front of my whole entire family, and nobody says anything. Literally, nobody says anything. And for a second there, I froze because immediately the humiliation hit. And I was also like really like drunk. So I definitely was tired and ready to go home and go to bed. And if you ever had any type of sip of alcohol in your life, most of the time it's a high and then a crash. And what I mean by that is you're so upbeat, you're happy, you're having fun, whatever the case is. But the more you drink, the more you start to spiral down. The more you just start to like crash. And to the point where you just get so tired and you want to go to bed. Like it makes you tired. So I was tired. So that plus the humiliation, because I'm literally standing right there frozen, but at the same time I'm in my body. I'm like, all of y'all are grown adults and y'all are sitting there watching this mentally unstable woman stare at me, especially my mother, because you know how I am. You're going to pretend like you don't know how I get down and how I joke and how I talk, because you're like loving the fact that somebody else is yelling at me. You are loving the fact that I'm being humiliated right now, which was even more humiliating because I'm just thinking to myself like, that's so sad that you are loving the fact that your daughter is being humiliated right now. Like it brings you joy. And so as she's yelling, I go into her bathroom and I just shut the door. And I know I was so like emotionally alarms going off. I know I was so emotionally overloaded because of the simple fact that I didn't even lock the door. And this is how I am. Like, whenever I'm getting ready to cry, because I don't cry in front of people, I will go to a safe place to cry. And I will make sure the door is definitely, like, bold. Oh, my God. I will make sure that that door is not able to be got through. I'm sorry if I messed up my words. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut a lot of it out. Don't worry. But I make sure that nobody can get to me because I'm crying and I'm humiliated, and I don't want anybody to see me that way. Especially at this point in time, like I was trying to be a very much tough girl, and I don't know if I had attempted at this point yet, because I know I did attempt taking my own life this year. I know I did do it this year. I just don't know if this was the before or after, like whatever. Like, not this was the cause of it, but I don't know if I did it before or after this. I don't know. But I think it was before this. I do, because at this point, that's when me and my brother started to communicate more because of what had happened, and because I did attempt, we started to communicate more. And I remember I went to the bathroom, I was crying, humiliated, and I get on my phone and I'm scrolling and I'm looking for my brother. And I said looking for my brother. I mean, you guys get the point. I'm looking for his contact to call him. And my sister comes in. Like I said, I know I was so humiliated because I was not thinking, oh, lock the door. I just wanted to get in there as fast as possible because I felt the tears coming and I didn't want nobody to see it. And she was able to get in so easily. And at that point, there was no stopping it. And she's like, oh my God, are you okay? That was bullshit back there. Oh my God, are you okay? And I'm just like, I just need my brother. I was saying his name, but I was just like, I just need him. And she's like, you can talk to me. And looking back on it, I really do feel bad because I think that she felt in that moment that, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. And it's like, it's not that. It's just that when you share certain things with certain people, it's like easier to be like clung on to them or talk to them about stuff than it is the next person because you haven't really shared all that with them. You haven't really divulged all that with them. So there's more trust in that area with certain subjects. But I was just, sad. And I looked at her and I'm like, I just want to go home. And she's like, yeah, I understand. Like, that was bullshit. I don't understand the point. So she went back out there and she was like, can I just take her home? And my mom is like, yeah, you can. You did all this for what? When she asked, it was okay to take me home. But when I asked, it was a problem. You did all this for what? Causing all this drama, all this chaos for what? To humiliate me? That's what you wanted? You got it. Congratulations. But you did all this for fucking that. And my cousin, I hear her say, well, I don't understand why she just couldn't take her home in the first place. I don't understand the problem. And my mom was like, I'm trying to make her see how stupid she sounds.
Okay. Whatever that means.
I sound stupid. I sound stupid because I'm tired and ready to go home and I'm blowing y'all vibe according to you. I'm making y'all feel so uncomfortable. You can't take your kids nowhere. You're being kicked out of the party because of your kids. And your kid is trying to remove herself and you won't allow her to. But I'm the stupid one. I sound stupid. Ain't this about a bitch? I'm the stupid one. It was just so funny to me. Like, it was just completely hilarious to me that was like what she got from that. So I ended up getting what I wanted in the first place. It's so sad that I ended up going home with my sister and I had to get humiliated for it to happen. So I go home, all that, everything that happened at that party, I crashed and went to bed. But I do remember this. My sister told me, like, when we ended up talking, whether it was the next night, next day, whatever you want to call it, she told me that they came home like 20 minutes after me. I was just like, I don't get the point. I don't get the point. And from that point forward, I really didn't talk to Corella for a very, 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 very long time because in this family, they feel like they could do shit to you and just pretend everything is fine and not give you an apology because that's their way of still being good with you but not taking responsibility for their actions. And like I said, I'm at the point now, definitely, but I was getting to the point back then where it's like, you're not going to continue to fuck me over and treat me like shit, and I'm going to allow you to do so without taking accountability or apologizing to me because you're family. We're not doing that. And so I was learning to stick up for myself, not just in school, but also with people in my family. And, excuse me, she would come over to the house and my mom would make her snarky comments after Corella would leave and be like, you did come downstairs because she was down here. You still on that? You still on that? Yes, I'm still on that. You be still on stuff too. Like, trust me, if it was her, oh, it would have been a total problem. Completely. Like, just to give y'all a quick little example before we wrap this shit up. There was one time that her and my aunt got into it and she would come over the house, knock on the door, and my mom would pretend like she wasn't at home. Or she would send us downstairs while she would go upstairs and be like, just go tell her I'm not home. Instead of telling her she don't want to see her or nothing, she would just be like, go tell her I'm not home. And that would go on for months. So you be still on stuff with her too. Just saying. But yeah, this story time was really short. I actually dragged it out a little bit because it was starting to wrap up at 27 minutes. I always say my story times are short, and then when I edit them, they end up being super long because I add in stuff. Ooh. Oh, that just dripped a little bit. Let me stop moving this bug. Just a little bit. It's not too much, but yeah, I always added my little one too, and that makes the video longer, but it's usually very short before I start to edit the video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and please go watch the vlog. Like I said, if I remember, it will be in the description below, but it'll be before this video if I forget to link it. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully I remember. Yeah, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.